Good morning. This is T-minus 7 days to planned departure. And we're potentially doing our last grocery run today. And I'm going to continue doing our water maker install. Today we're going to try and get the utility connections run best we can. So we're going to do the big run today for the drain line down the inside of the hull and tee it in. We're going to tee it in here. This is our sink drain, and we're also going to potentially tee into the cold water line here for the flush.
It is 7 days before our departure from this marina. I just finished my grocery run today, and it's gonna be our last grocery, I think, before we depart with our car. We're gonna leave our car behind this week, and we'll be carless. So I drove today for the last time to the groceries, and so now we think we're stocked up. We stocked up for next 2 weeks, and before we cross to Bahamas, we'll restock again in West Palm. It's a great day outside today. Very sad. What are you working on?
We're going to drill some holes, hopefully, for our visual level indicator for our freshwater tanks, which is going to sit right here. This space happens to be the perfect height, to be the same height as our water tanks, to act as a level
visual indicator. We're gonna see how much water we have left in the tanks.
It's also going to allow us to build a calibration curve for the sensor, because we've noticed from observation that the tank sensor,
the percentage, you mean, it drops
the percentage is based on the gauge, which is a float gauge in the tank, right? And that's a linear height. So the gauge moves linearly to tell you how high is it in the tank, but the tank is not a perfect square or rectangle. It doesn't have the same cross-section at all heights. So we've noticed that it's distorted at the top and the bottom. Like you wash dishes and you go from 30 to 10.
Yeah.
Having a visual gauge, we can fill the tank. What I'm planning to do is to take our 5-gallon water jug and fill the tank and mark every jug, and that will get us a correlation of tank volume to height, and then you can use that correlation to calibrate the level sensor, because the level sensor we have allows for a multi-point calibration as opposed to a standard linear calibration. You're also going to mark this with the same calibration point. You're not just going to put half height, 50%. You're going to mark this same thing with the same calibration point. So 50% is not going to be halfway up the gauge. It's going to be somewhere else.
Yeah.
So you're not just going to look at you're going to have to look at the markings.
You have different markings, different level.
Yeah, I haven't decided how to mark it yet, but we're going to use painter's tape to start.
Yeah.
But you're going to have to decide, well, let's mark it at, 25, 50, 75, 100, but they're not going to be evenly spaced based on height, because we already know from the gauge that that's not accurate. So we bought a bunch of pipe mounts and I spent a few hours at Lowe's today again and bought some stuff which hopefully we'll use to secure our gauge. I like these because they have a little bit of a give to them. They're not rigid mounts. Plan is to have this one sit here and hold the weight of the glass, because you'll have a little bit of weight in here, and then I've got some smaller ones that I'm hoping will fit a 1-inch tube, and we'll put another some mounts here, and maybe, hopefully, these might fit up here. We'll see what we end up with.
Why are you using hand drill?
Why are we using the hand drill? Because the hand drill has a narrower chuck than the electric drill. So if we use the electric drill, we're going to have to go at a steeper angle.
Oh, you don't fit.
I don't fit. So unless you have a really long bit, which I don't have a long bit in this diameter, this is a smaller head, which gets me closer to straight. That's why we're using the hand drill. I have kept this, and every now and then I find a good use for it. Now we get a reasonably straight hole. See the bubble. This is going to hold the bottom of our glass. It's the second time I've tried to put these on backwards. Like so. I don't know if you can run down to Lowe's and buy these. I ordered these from the internet from a specialty vendor. 2-to-1 reducing elbows. So I want this to sit right here is where I want it to sit. I want it to be dead level with the top. What we're going to do is we're going to cut this assuming full insertion. Then we're going to glue one side and see how far we can shove it in. And then we're going to take that distance and trim this one to match if we need to. We're using the vise. That's the one thing that we set up. Although I don't know if it's big enough to hold this.
Oh no.
Let's find out. This is our Harbor Freight. If anyone wants a decent vise, that's as far as it goes. No, I'm gonna have to freehand it. Done. All done. There it is. Project complete.
Yeah.
Isn't it going to be awesome?
I know.
Aren't you glad somebody dreamed this up? Designed the whole thing, figured out where to mount it, how to connect it to the tank, or out the hoses.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at that. I think we hit fiberglass. We're slowing down. Also, we could do that because we need to get to here.